All right, man. Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So look, today I'm going to be reacting or breaking down or listening to either one you want to, put in the class category. This YouTube channel talking about mob tides and how this one is important, or it's a bigger impact than all the other ghostwriting allegations or ghostwriting or reference tracks that Drake has under his belt. And I'm going to give my take at the end of how I feel about this. So I'm going to play the video. I'm going to try not to stop it as much. So let's get it.
Alright guys, so I had to take a very quick detour for this one, but don't worry, I'm logging some big time hours and all the other breakdowns are coming. I'm taking my time, no rush, but 616 in LA is coming up, and I'm cooking. Now, as everyone knows, after the Meek Mill beef, Drake was exposed and has been tagged with the Ghostwriter label ever since. First, we heard the Rico track.
The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge.
Then it was 10 bands.
I could tell you about them safe house nights out in Calabasas. I could tell you about them safe house nights out in Calabasas.
And just so you guys know, this is not a history of all the reference tracks that we heard over the years, because there's been more. That could be a whole other video in itself, really. And if you'd like that, leave it in the comment section. And as a Drake fan myself, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that was as disappointed as I was. When it first happened, I was like, no, this is unacceptable. You can't have someone writing your bars. Like, imagine if Rakim did this. Like, this is unacceptable.
Okay, so they gave you 30 grand and they got 6 Drake songs out of it?
And everything else that I did after the Drake shit.
However, over the years...
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy that $30,000, you got 6 songs out of $30,000. So just imagine if Drake made, let's say he made, I don't know, 25 mil off of each song, right? Or let's say 20 mil. So that would be, I don't know, 120 million, right? But the record labels, imagine how much money they made off of that. Off of $30,000 that this man got off of 6 songs. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know $30,000 all at one time is kind of a lot of money for some people, because it takes months for you to get that type of money. But that's crazy that they made that much money off of this. But let's keep it going. I'm sorry.
Many fans have given Drake a pass, claiming that he's not really rapping on these tracks, so it didn't really matter. As time went by, those old reference tracks seemed to lose impact, and while Drake could never escape the Ghostwriter label, he seemed to somewhat navigate around it by dropping hit after hit. It was after these leaks where Drake seemed to really tighten things up in his camp, as we never heard a reference track of any significance after. That was until this beef happened. From the moment that Kendrick dropped the Like That record, all those old Ghostwriter allegations moved to the front of the stage. Fans started to debate on who could win this thing, and one of the most common things that we heard is that Drake has writers. And it didn't take long for some of Drake's ops to do the exact same thing.
Ghostwriters, they get the floss what you could have had. Guess who wrote this? You would never guess who wrote this.
A lot of fans ate this narrative up and absolutely loved it, while the people of Team OVO continued to brush it off. The Quentin Miller reference tracks was now a distant memory, and it appeared that people wanted more concrete evidence. And even Future, another one of Drake's ops, did the exact same thing.
Feel away, feel away, feel away, feel away.
It was on this track that Future alluded to helping Drake with his hook on Feel No Ways, which triggered fans to find out that he had already been credited. And then it was Metro Boomin who exposed Jumbotron.
Looking in the mirror, kiss my face, I'm too conceited.
Look in the mirror, kiss my face, I'm too conceited.
The leak took the internet by storm and really fed into the...
This is crazy. Yo, I never seen nothing like this. It's only Drake who gets a pass like this in hip hop. Everybody always saying Drake is hip hop. Cool. But he's the only one that gets a pass like this. This is nuts. Any other artist would never get a pass like this. Copying people's songs and they calling them reference tracks when you are literally verbatim repeating people's words. How is that a reference track? This is crazy.
Ongoing ghostwriter claims, as Drake had just dropped his Push-Ups track, and many took this leak as even more evidence that he's getting some help. On the other hand, many fans looked at the style of this song. Again, Drake is not really rapping, so they just gave it another pass. And I gotta be honest, I was one of those fans. I didn't care at all about this Lil Yachty record. However, at this point, the beef had shifted.
You see what I mean? It's like people don't even care, right? When it comes to Drake, I don't know what type of hold that this nigga has over people where they feel as though they can't criticize him. That goes for everybody. I seen academics say some of the wildest shit. I seen Joe Budden say, I don't care if Drake has ghostwriters or reference writers. The songs I like are classic anyway. Just imagine if, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to save that for the end. We're going to get through this video. Let's go.
Into high gear, and Mr. Kendrick Lamar started fanning the flames. First, we got Euphoria.
Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack niggas that right with you.
And then we got Meet the Grams.
You lied about your ghostwriters.
And any of the people that hated Drake, they loved this. They ate this up. However, fans brushed it off as they felt those reference tracks weren't enough. They needed something else. Something that was bigger. Something where Drake is fired up. Something where Drake had an actual message. And that is exactly what just happened. A leaked reference track by an artist named Vori hit the internet last night, and he is performing Drake's hit record Mob Ties, and this could very well be the bullet that sinks the ship.
Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah. Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah.
Now, we're already seeing the excuses as people are claiming that Drake's not really rapping, and are quick to point out that Vori is listed in the song credits. For me personally, this is where I draw the line, and I'm going to explain why. First off, mentioning this guy in the song credits is not a good indicator of what took place here. This track is clearly Vori's record. Rapping is not the issue though, it's the theme of the record, the subject matter, the concept of the record. That's what matters. It was in this moment where Drake was fresh off his loss from Pusha T, and the beef between himself, Pusha, and Kanye was very much alive. The Mob Ties record is literally Drake retaliating to that beef. To demonstrate why this matters so much, all we gotta do is look at what Vori wrote.
Stick these niggas, stick these bitches, hire shooter, you ready these bitches.
So this entire thing was perceived as being directed at Pusha and Kanye. Everyone thought this was the case. Yeah, but that doesn't prove anything, because maybe Vori already had that record from before, and it just worked for Drake's situation. Sorry, no.
I fought with a mob and I got ties. Yeah. They'll knock you off and pay their ties. Yeah.
Vori references Drake's Mob Ties with Jay Prince and sends out some threats to Kanye and Pusha. Yeah, but that's a reach, because we don't know for sure that he wrote that record about Kanye. Or do we? 1 month after the record dropped, Kanye expressed that he was afraid for his life because Drake had sent him purple demon emojis.
I wasn't on it, so now I'm mad at you, so now I'm sending, purple demon emojis. I had to ask, what does this purple demon emoji mean? Right. And then when I found...
Yeah, so I remember this. And man, I tell you, it's a lot, man. This is a lot. It's a lot. But we're going to keep it going. I remember that. So let me run that back a little bit. All right, let's go.
Sent him purple demon emojis.
I wasn't on it, so now I'm mad at you, so now I'm sending, you know, purple demon emoji. I had to ask, what does this purple demon emoji mean? Right. And then when I found out what it meant, I started thinking about my family.
Right.
Because I don't play like that.
And coincidentally enough, Drake dropped a t-shirt 3 months after the song came out with the words mob ties, and it includes the purple demon emoji. You see where I'm going with this, right? Now, please do yourself a favor and think about this. The song is called Mob Ties, which is in relation to Drake's relationship with the Prince family.
I fought with a mob and I got ties.
Yeah, but I never heard the Mob Ties thing until like after the record. So Drake inspired that slogan, right? Right? Jazz Prince has been using the slogan Mob Ties in relation to Drake for a very long time. Here he is with Drake back in 2015, where he uses it as a hashtag. And here he is 11 months before the Mob Ties track even came out, using the hashtag again.
It's too late for all that hubbub shit. Home trust that you my brother shit.
So again, Vori is writing for Drake in reference to Kanye, as he was trying to patch things up with Drake after the Pusha T beef. Kanye literally took to Twitter just 1 month before the Mob Ties record released and apologized to Drake, saying the following: "I love you and I love Pusha. We all have an admiration for each other's craft. I'll be coming to your show within the next 7 days to give love and be inspired by the art that you've created. I'm your brother shit." Like, Vori clearly wrote that for Drake towards Kanye. That's what makes this thing even more fucking nuts. So again, this is not an issue with respect to Drake rapping. This is not an issue with respect to Vori being credited on the song. This is an issue when it comes to using another artist to respond to your opponent. Vori literally tailored this response to match Drake's situation. For someone who is supposed to have this red button lethal diss and I wrote the push-ups track in 1 hour, I find it really fucking strange that you're using Vori's help for something like this. Looking back to when the Quentin Miller incident happened, Drake spoke on the allegations saying, "I need sometimes individuals to spark an idea so that I can take off running. I don't mind that. And those recordings, they are what they are, and you can use your own judgment on what they mean to you." Now, with respect to sparking an idea, Future was credited as helping Drake with his Feel No Ways track, and we heard the reference track of just how much help Drake got. And that is what I'd expect from a writer's credit. Something like this. You know, you sparked an idea and Drake ran with it. Like Drake said in that interview. I don't have a problem with that. But this Vori shit on Mob Ties, this is different. Like, way different. Mob Ties was a record that was created by Vori. The cadence was created by Vori. The flow was created by Vori. The lyrics were created by Vori. The entire vibe, the whole concept, the ad-libs all came from Vori. Many people said that this was one of Drake's best songs on the album. Many people said he should have used it as the single. This is becoming a problem because we are now discovering that some of Drake's best songs weren't even written by him, and I have a feeling that we haven't heard the last of this. Drake's legacy has already been tainted, but as tracks like this one become exposed, it's going to get to the point where he can't even hide behind his own hit records anymore. And don't go in the comments and say he wrote for Kanye and he wrote for this guy and he wrote for that. Like, Drake claims that he's the best in the world. Do you not understand? He says that he's the best to ever do this. That's his words. This is a problem for Drake, and it's about to grow legs. I don't think this is the end of this.
What's the Dirt is so dope, bro.
He kills it, right? His Kendrick
so
and
fire.
Drake.
He called it, bro. That shit is so hard, dog. Run it back.
And shout out to my dude, What's the Dirt, because I do like him. I do.
Oh, yes, he's dope. What's the Dirt? Shout out to that person. The homie looked like he did a good job.
I saw that clip on YouTube. The guy did a good job.
He did.
Did a good job with that.
It came across my phone.
That's crazy. This guy's the Nostradamus of rap.
Fresh out the club on my way back to the mansion. You know where I'm from.
All right. So look. Here's my take on that. Drake has always been this guy to me that, how would I say this? I always felt like Drake was that guy who you really didn't know, but you hung out with him, or he hung with you and your crew, and y'all didn't really know him. He just was a guy that was around. He said some things, and you know what I mean, but you really didn't take him too serious until one day you seen him doing something on TV or something. You're like, yo, that's the nigga we always hang with. He always like, I thought he was a clown. And it's like, nah. But to be serious, I don't really know what to say anymore about Drake and these ghostwriters. All these reference tracks. All these different things that people keep bringing up. Because this ain't the end. There's much more that's going to come out. And my thing is, I don't understand why we getting all these dick cock blowing ass bloggers who just literally hold Drake's dick in their mouth and they will not let it out. And it's like, you can't criticize the man. Now, I'll give Joe Buttons his proper respect because he criticized Drake. He does. But sometimes I think it's an act because he says things like, I don't care if he had ghostwriters. I don't care if he had reference writers. I don't care. The songs that I like are classics anyway, so it doesn't matter. My question to Joe Buttons is, so if you found out that all the records that you like from Eminem were written by someone else, you would not hold that against M? I know for a fact that you would hold that against M. If it was Royce, you would hold it against Royce, and Royce is your brother. You would hold it against him. So for me, I think that we became accustomed to Drake's fuckery and him having ghostwriters now to the point where you can't even mention that because that's not even, it's like an achievement for Drake now. It's like people are using it as, well, like a badge of honor. Like, well, so what? It don't matter if he had ghostwriters. Who cares? It's like, what? Like any other rapper would literally, career would be over. Just imagine if you found out that Tupac had all ghostwriters, or most of his hit songs, Keep Your Head Up and Brenda's Have a Baby and all this stuff. Just imagine if somebody wrote all that stuff. You found out. Some no-name dude. Same thing with Biggie. Just imagine. Imagine if Nas, most of Nas hit records, most of his super lyrical hit records were written by somebody else. And this is what I mean. It's like the whole purpose and the whole reason why it's called ghostwriting is because you don't supposed to know who did it. So I know people are saying, well, what about Whitney Houston? Or what about Michael Jackson? They had writers. It's a difference between having a writer and having a ghostwriter. Ghostwriters, people don't supposed to know that it was written. But having a writer, and let's say Whitney Houston, no one could sing the song the way, and most of these people who write songs, they can't sing. Max Martin and all these other writers, they can't really sing. So they write these songs and they sell them. Same thing with Celine Dion and all these people, right? But what kills me when it comes to Drake, it just seems like in hip hop, we know that writing your own music and your own bars is the pinnacle of respect. If you have someone else write your stuff, you automatically disqualified. If someone wrote your diss tracks, you're disqualified automatically. Back to Back was written by Daylight. Daylight wrote that. And now we're finding out that this guy, Vori or whatever his name is, he wrote Mob Ties, which was a direct diss to Kanye and Pusha T. How do we even gauge all this now? Where's all this going? That's my question to y'all. Let me know in the comments, because I don't understand. How did we get to this place with somebody like Drake, where it's basically he can get a pass, but all these other rappers can't? They held at a higher regard. Why Drake can get a pass? I don't get it. But either way, man, Torture Talk, you know what it is. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, man. I'm gonna be dropping more content, so hey, man, keep on the lookout for me. Thank y'all for all the new subscribers, man. I appreciate it, man. I had to reactivate and regenerate this page. You know what it is, man. So what? See y'all later, man. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye.